In this tutorial, we will learn how to identify longest increasing subsequence from the given array. Longest increasing subsequence means we need to identify longest sequence from the given array in which each element is greater than previous element. For example, this is the given array. We need to identify longest increasing subsequence from this array. That is 1, 5, 6, 8 and 10. This is the longest increasing subsequence because here 1 is the starting element, so there is no previous element. I am moving on to next, and 5 is greater than previous element, that is 1, and 6 is greater than 5, 8 is greater than 6 and 10 is greater than 8. So this is the longest increasing subsequence. So we will take another example and let us see how to identify such sequence. Okay. Here I have taken another example and let us see how to identify the longest increasing subsequence. And here I start with the first element in the given array and I will add it to the another array. And because there is this is the first element, I will directly add it to the another array and I will move on to next element. And here remember one thing, whenever we add element to array, we compare few things, like we pick up the last element from the array and we will check whether this element is greater than the last element from the array. Here 2 is greater than last element from this array, so I will directly add 2 to this array because that is what we want, right? We need increasing sequence. So that's why I directly added 2 here and I will move on to the next element. Here 10 is greater than 2, so I will directly add 10 here. And now we will move on to the next element. Here 3 is not greater than last element from this array, that is 10. So what we need to do here is, when we encounter this situation, and we will identify what is the right position for 3 in this array. If you see 3 is supposed to come here because 1, 2 and 3 is supposed to come here, but 10 is already there in this position. So now we have two choices, either keep 10 and ignore 3 or keep 3 here and remove 10 from this. It is always better to keep lesser value in this array, because if I remove 10 and if I keep 3 here, I can add 4 here when I proceed further, because if I keep 10 I cannot add 4. That's the reason it is always better to keep lesser value in the array. And I removed 10 and I kept 3. Now our array will be 1, 2 and 3. So I am proceeding further, and next element is 12. 12 is greater than the last element from the array, and that is 3. And so I will simply add it here, and now I will move on to the next element. Here 4 is not greater than 12. So what we need to do here is, again I will check what is the right position for 4 in this array. That is 4 is supposed to come here, and I have two choices, should I keep 12 or 4 here. It is always better to keep lesser value, so I am removing 12 and I am keeping 4 here. Now our new array is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I will move to the next element. Whenever we see duplicate element, we don't add it to this array. If we see here 3 is already there in this array, so I just simply ignore it, and then I will proceed further to next element. Here 5 is greater than last element of this array, that is 4, so I will simply add 5 here, and I will move to next element, that is 7. 7 is greater than 5. So I will simply add 7 here. So this is the longest increasing subsequence for the given array. This is how we will identify the longest increasing subsequence. Thank you. In this approach, the length is always correct, that is 6. The elements in that sequence may or may not be correct, but we can simply correct it. I will tell another example where the sequence can go wrong. Okay, here I have taken another example. We follow the previous approach, whatever I have explained. I will start here from here, and I will add 1 to another array, and I will move this to 2, and 2 is greater than last element, that is 1, and I will add it here, and I will move to next element. 6 is greater than 2, I will simply add it here, and I will move to next element, and that is 10. 10 is greater than 6, I will simply add it, and I will move to the next element, and 3 is less than 10. So we need to identify what is the right position for 3 in this array. We can use a binary search to get the right position to insert, but here we can easily see 3 can come here, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 is supposed to come here. 3 is less than 6, so instead of keeping 6 here, I keep 3, and we are done with this array, and the length is correct. The longest sequence increasing sequence for this array is 4. But if I want the elements in that sequence, if we take 1, 2, 3, 10, that is wrong answer, because 3 is coming here and 10 is coming here. The sequence is wrong. So that's the reason we need to maintain another information to identify the right sequence. That is also simple. I will explain how to do that. Again, I am starting from the beginning. I will start from 1, and I will add it to another array. While adding another array, I will maintain some other information also, like 1 has come from nothing, because before 1 nothing is there. I will just keep blank, and I will move to next element, and 2 is greater than 1. I will add 2 here, and 2 is coming after 1, so 2 is coming after 1. That information I maintain here. Next, I move to next element. 6 is greater than 2, so I will add 6 to this array, and I maintain this information. 6 has come after 2, and I move to next element, that is 10. 10 is greater than 6, so I add 10 here, and 10 has come from 6, and I move to next element. 3 is less than 10. I will identify the right position for 3, that is right position is here. So I add 3 here, and 3 has come after 2, and totally the length of longest increasing sequence for this array is 4. And if we want to identify what are all the elements in that sequence, then simply pick up the last element from that array. The last element from that array is 10. 10 has come from, you can see, 6. After 6 actually 10 has come. 6 has come after 2. 2 has come after 1. 1 has come after nothing. So I am done with this, and this is the right sequence. This is how we need to identify if we want to identify elements in the sequence. Now we will see how to implement longest increasing subsequence. This is the input. I have hard coded input for simplicity, and this is the method longest increasing subsequence, which takes input array and returns output array which contains longest increasing subsequence. As I said earlier, we need to take another array, and also we need to maintain this information. Here we can see left side, this is a kind of key value pair, so the left side elements are keys and right side elements are values. So let's define that. Instead of defining array, I am taking a list just for simplicity. List is a dynamic array, you can define array also. And now we will define dictionary. Integer is key and integer is values. We will start with the first element, and if the other array is empty, then we can directly add this element to that array. We will write that condition first. And we need to process all the elements in the array, so I am using for loop. Input dot length, so till the end of the input we need to process, so that's why I have written input dot length. And now we start with the condition. If output dot count is double equal to 0, it means that the array is empty. If the array is empty, directly we can add the element. That's the reason I am adding the current element. Current element will be input of I. And when we add element, we also need to maintain this information, right? For the first element there is no previous element, so what I am doing is I am taking the minimum integer value, that is here key will be the always current element, and this value will be int 32 my min value. Basically this int 32 dot min value will give very large negative number, and this input of I is the current element. Now we will move on to next condition, that is if the current element is greater than last element in the array, then we can directly add that element to this array. So we are going to handle that condition. In else part, if current element, that is input of I, is greater than last element of the other array, that is output dot last, then we can directly add it to the array. Output dot add input of I, that is the current element. Along with this, we also need to maintain the dictionary information. Dictionary information key is always current element, input of I, and this value will be, and if for example here if we take 2, it has come after 1. To take 1, what we need to do? We need to take the current index and then we do -1. So that's what I am doing here also. And output of and output dot length minus count -1. Basically this gives the last element, and we need previous element. It means that we need to do one more -1, and finally it will become -2, and this is the value which we after which this input of I has come. Now we will handle next condition, that is if the current element is less than last element from other array, then we need to find right position for this current element in this array, and let's see how to handle that. We will use binary search to identify right position for an element in an array, and let's see how binary search will work. And I have taken an array which contains 4 elements, and I am going to identify right position for value 3. And first we need to calculate midpoint for this array. How do we calculate midpoint? We take two indexes, that is left index and right index. Left index is 0 and right index initially left index will be 0 and the right index will be last index of the array. And we calculate mid like this: mid is equal to left plus right index by 2, and left index is 0 and right index is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is 1. Now what we need to do is, we got the mid index. Whatever value is at that mid index, we will compare that value with the current element. If the current element is greater than mid element, then the value which we are going to set will be right side. It will never be left side, because this is already sorted order. That's the reason I will increment left index to mid plus 1. And here mid value we have already calculated as 1, and 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now left index has become 2 and the right index is as it is, and we will repeat this process. And now again we calculate midpoint, that is left plus r by 2. Left index is 2 and the right index is 3. 2 plus 3 by 2, that is 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is 2. Integer division we are taking, so that is the reason 5 by 2 is 2. And now we will compare value which is at index 2 with current element. The value which is at index 2 is 6. 6 is greater than 3. It means that the midpoint is greater than our current element. It means the value will be left side of the midpoint. That's the reason we are decrementing the index of the right index, that is r is equal to mid minus 1. Mid is currently 2 and 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. We now the right index is 1, but we need to repeat this process only as long as left is less than or equal to right. But left index is 2 and here right index is 1. Left index is already greater than right index, so we will stop this procedure here and we will return whatever index is there in whatever index is there at left, then that is what we return. In this case it is 2, and if we cross verify, 2 is the right position for 3, right? Because 1, 2 and 3 is supposed to come here, and that is index 2. Let's define a method which gives us right position. Public static, it needs to return position, so return type I am taking it as integer. Get right position, it needs to take an array. In this case it is in list. Int value, for which we are going to search. Left index is initially 0 and the right index will be the last index of the array, that is count minus 1. This count minus 1 I am doing because we are starting from index 0, and we need to calculate a midpoint. First we need to repeat this process until left is less than or equal to right index, and we need to calculate the midpoint, that is left plus r by 2. And once we get the mid element, we will compare it with our current element. If the current element is greater than mid element, then our left index should increase, that is mid plus 1. Otherwise we need to, the right index will be mid minus 1. And once this condition fails where L is greater than R, then we need to return index L, and let us see whether this is working fine or not. And here I will comment this method, and I will just return null to avoid the error, compilation error, and I'm just calling and printing that method, get position, get right position, and I am taking the input array as 1, 2, 6, 10, and we want to get index for value 3. It is supposed to return value 2. Yeah, it has written index 2, and that is the right position for 3. 0, 1 and 2. This is where that element is going to be added. Now call the method and get the position. Int POSITION position is equal to get right position. We are passing an array, and we are also passing the element to set, that is current element. And once we get the position, once we get the position, in this case 2, and we need to verify what is the value at in that position, and we need to compare whether that value is greater than current element. In reality, that value is always greater than current element. So once we get the position, we can directly add our current element in that position. We no need to even compare, because the value which is at that position already is always greater than current element. You can cross verify that with by taking some examples. So here I am doing the same. Whatever value is at position, I am replacing it with current element, that is input of I. We need to add dictionary information. Dictionary dot add current element is key, and we need to tell after which element this current element has come in that array, that is output of position -1. What I am doing here is 3 has come after 2. To get 2, what we need to do here is position -1. So that's what I am doing it here. One more thing we have missed here is if the current element is already part of this array, then we no need to we can just ignore that current element. So again we use binary search to verify whether current element is part of that other array or not. Let's write a function to tell that. That is public static, it's a boolean return value, so I am using bool, and is element exist, and it takes array and it takes a value and tells whether that value element exists in that array or not. And we will copy same code whatever is there above, and we need to do little modification to this. And here once we get the mid element, we will check whether value at mid element is equal to the current element. If it is true, then it means we found the value. We can return true directly there itself. Output of mid element is double equal to value. It means we found the value. Return true. And even after completing this loop, if we did not find the value in this array, it means we did not find the value. Value is not there in that array. And that is it. This should work. And I will check if we pass here. First we will check whether the element exists in that array or not. I'm passing the array and I'm passing the current element. I'm writing condition. This is element exist will return true if the element is already there in this array, and we want to write logic only when the element is not exist. So that's the reason I am adding exclamation mark. If the element is already there in that array, then we can simply ignore it. We no need to process it. So with this we are done with the logic, and now we need to display the longest sequence. That we will do it now. If we want to know all the elements in the longest increasing subsequence, how do? We take a last element from the array, and then we check after which element 10 has come, that is 6, and then we check after which element 6 has come, that is 2, and we take 2, and then we check 2 has come after which element, that is 1, and again we take 1 and we check after which 1 has come, because 1 is the starting element. It has come from nothing, and in this case we have taken a large negative value. So let's see how do we do that. And in terms of coding, it is we are using a dictionary. So dictionary of 10, it gives us 6. When we say dictionary of 6, it gives 2, and dictionary of 2 gives 1, and when we say dictionary of 1, it will give large negative value, because these are all keys and these are all values. When we use dictionary and when we use a key with dictionary, and it gives us a value of that key. And now let's go to code and code this last element. How do we get the last element? Output dot last. This gives us last element, and we need because we need to return list of integers or array. I will create a new list just to maintain the final result, that is list int and final result. Okay, we need to loop through all the elements in the dictionary until we find the minimum element. That is what I am doing. Last element is not equal to int 32 dot min value, and we need to add the last element to final result. And once last element here, once we add last element to final result, I will find out after which element this last element has come from, and that is how do we do that? Dictionary of last element, and I update now. New last element will be this one. So what we are doing here is initially 10 has come as last element. It is not equal to minimum value, and I have added that 10 to final result. Now when we say dictionary of 10, it gives us 6. Now the last element is 6, and again in next iteration last element 6 is not equal to minimum value. That's the reason we will add that 6 to final result, and then we will check again dictionary of 6. That will give us 2, and like this loop will continue until we find the minimum value. I hope you understood this loop, and finally we will return this loop. Finally we will return the result, which contains all the elements in the longest increasing subsequence. And if we notice here, we have added elements in reverse order. Like first I have added 10, next I have added 6, next I have added 2, and next I have added 1. If we print as it is, it will give 10, 6, 2, 1, but we want 1, 2, 6, 10. So that's the reason while printing we will print it in reverse order, just for the sake of maintaining right order. And here we are calling this method with input. It gives us output list. It is a list, and that list is list of int and final list. So this contains answer, and we just need to print it. So how do I do? I start from last element, count -1, and I loop through till 0th index and minus minus, and I will print out this final list of I. It is supposed to give this answer 1, 2, 6, 10. Let's see whether it's giving or not. It has given a right answer. 1, 2, 6, 10 is the right sequence. And I'm giving this link below video description. Please check it out, and thank you.